Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about what 2K should do, but probably won't, in Season 7 of NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. I have pretty much at this point accepted that the things that I wish 2K would do, in all likelihood, will not be happening, right? At this point, I don't think it's realistic to expect a lot of change from this company. And if you go into this video expecting the things that I say to actually happen this weekend, you're almost certainly going to be disappointed. But I do still want to share my perspective, if there are people out there listening, for what I think could be improved upon and could be changed in Season 7. And at the end of the day, it's one massive change and then a bunch of other smaller niche changes that you can critique. And I think at the end of the day, a lot more of this criticism, if I have any hope of things getting changed, could be directed more, or my hope anyway, should be directed more towards 2K25. Whereas right now, with where we are right now in this game, if you expect change in 2K24, you're honestly just being irrational at this point from what they have shown us this year. So yeah, before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 25,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day. Tons of consistent daily MyTEAM content. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, number one, the biggest change, the most obvious change, and the one that almost certainly will not happen is the removal of gambling from MyTEAM. This needs to go. And I understand that that has been the number one complaint from everyone, and even from the biggest creators as of late. And it's been nice to see people like MMG. I reacted to his video yesterday. I can go watch that if y'all want. But also Troy and other people in the 2K community and even outside of the 2K community. A guy like MMG is a Madden creator talking about, or primarily a Madden creator. Obviously, he does play MyTEAM at the end of the year with Wheel of 2K. But still, it's been nice to see those types of people talking about it. It's been nice to see articles being written in Forbes and other places about the greed of 2K and the situations with the Kobe collector level reward and all the different problems. But I don't think they've talked about the gambling as much as it needs to be talked about. And in all honesty, realistically, I don't have high expectations for this to be removed. At this point in the year, I unfortunately think 2K is just, this is the decision they've made and this is the decision they're going to stick with. But I honestly think it's starting to fail. And that's the one reason that I think there might be a small chance that we start to see some change. Because even, and I'm going to be completely honest with y'all, because I personally am in the situation that I am in where I make a lot of gameplay content, I have some connections and talk to some people who are some of the bigger, I would say, money spenders in the community. And it's interesting to hear that even some of the whales, the people that put literally hundreds of dollars a week and thousands often a month, potentially tens of thousands a year into this game, even a lot of those people are stopping at this point because it's ridiculous. This is excessive. And I think those types of people are just, they're not willing to put that into this game anymore, even because the reward just isn't there. The gameplay doesn't deserve it. And I think even at the top, we're starting to see that shift. And that right there is where 2K has been making their quote unquote revenue increase since implementing the gambling content, because I don't think they were making incredible revenue from MyTEAM because of the way the player market was initially implemented and the way that the game worked early in the year. And I think this is their desperate play to raise revenue. Has it in the short term raised revenue? I'm almost certain the answer is yes. Do I think that is also starting to fall off? 100%. Less people are playing the game than ever. That matters 100%. And it also 100% matters that even the biggest money spenders are starting to spend less, because that does mean 2K's pockets are eventually going to start getting hit. And that's the one reason that I think there is a chance, at least, that things change. Do I think it's a very small chance, at least for this season? Yes, I think it's pretty unrealistic. But it's the one thing that I wish would change. And at the end of the day, this video is about the things that I wish would change. And I think that is easily the number one thing. If we could remove this gambling content, go back to using the player market as it was initially intended, which was prior to the All-Star drop. So that would be what? The last drop that was using the player market as it was properly intended was the... I don't think it was the show. Was it the Showtime drop? I thought it was like Seismic. Oh, no, it was Lunar New Year technically, but it's Lunar New Year, Seismic, Electric, these drops back here, which were pretty good. And to be fair, the cards in these drops back then were priced at like 250,000 MT for the best card in the drop. And I think those prices and even more increased prices in the player market would be acceptable. MT is earnable. The game is not at that point gambling, even if the card costs money in theory to get, or is going to be harder to get because of a higher price, which I still think every card in the game with what they promised this year should be buyable with both MT and VC. Every card that is not a grindable card, I think should be buyable with both MT and VC this year, but that's realistically not going to happen. But anyways, if they would just go back to doing this for the rest of the year, that would be great. But that's not going to happen. Let's be realistic. Realistically, that is almost certainly not going to happen. I think it's unrealistic for us to expect that. So at the end of the day, I think I can I feel like I'm probably beating a dead horse when I talk about that. Now, other smaller changes, and honestly, a couple things that I would like to continue. Number one, it's not a small deal, but it's a lesser deal compared to the gambling, is the quit bans. I still don't think they're going to change this either, so this also falls into that category of wish they would, but probably won't. But I think the quit bans are terrible. I don't understand the concept of the quit bans. I think the only reason they're there is to prevent boosting, really. And even then, it's like, I guess that's okay, but I would rather have other sort of boosting mechanisms that I'm sure are possible to prevent that instead of these quit bans, because the quit bans make everybody's online experience much, much worse, especially the people who do want to just quit the game when they're outmatched or quit the game when they're not having fun and be able to move on to the next game. You can't do that without getting a warning and then the next time a ban. And if you get accidental warnings, accidental bans, you can wind up getting banned for nothing. You get banned because your internet disconnected. You get banned because your Xbox turned off. Like, you get banned for reasons that are outside of your control, or sometimes the game just error codes and you still get a ban. Things like that are ridiculous, in my opinion, and they shouldn't happen. And I know it's been an issue all year, and so it's nothing new that I'm bringing up, but it's something that hasn't been talked about recently, and I think it's stupid. And it's another thing that, number one, I wish they would take it out tomorrow, but I don't think that's going to happen. Again, 2K25 is my hope for when something like that would get changed. Although if they keep it in the game, it's just a pointless annoyance, honestly, is what it is. Because generally, on a day-to-day basis, it doesn't affect me much, but it just is a pointless annoyance. And it's been something that has affected me, and I know affected a lot of the rest of the community a lot this year. Really, really stupid. The one thing that I do think should stay pretty much the same, although I think it could be reworked a little bit, is these Dark Matter rewards for the Motor Awards. And honestly, Salary Cap was incredible this season as well, so good job, 2K. If y'all want to bring Salary Cap back again, where the ultimate reward is actually very much worth grinding, that would be fire. Make these modes worth grinding. Give us good cards. Guys like Terry Dishinger. It's not Christian Leitner in Triple Threat Co-op anymore. It's D'Angelo Russell. But Eddie Jones, Amari Stoudemire, Dikembe with Salary Cap, Kevin McHale, Gilbert Arenas. Like, a lot of good free Dark Matters this season. Glenn Rice is the ultimate reward. Level 40 SGA. Like, a absolutely incredible amount of free rewards this season. Even guys like Clyde Drexler, Dark Matter, and other free cards. The free Dark Matter Chris Middleton that they dropped last week with the playoffs round 1 content. So much good free content this season. Dark Matter Bill Russell even. Like, there are legitimately, this is a no gambling team that I've built, and I don't even know if this is like the best team you could build. They're pretty close or whatever, but this is a phenomenal non-gambling team, and I think they have done a really good job of that. Although my one critique would be, please mix up the positions on these free cards a little bit more next season. We don't need 12 free point guards. We do not need 4 out of the 5 bold cards to be point guards and 3 of those 4 guys to be 6'3" and shorter. Yes, Russ, Jaw, and Curry are huge names, but come on, 2K. Like, a little more variety positionally, a little more ability to compete in some of those positions with non-gambling cards would be really nice, because at a couple positions, especially like small forward, power forward, you're a bit limited in your non-gambling options, and that is annoying to me. So that's one other thing that I would say would be nice to fix. As a whole, the number one problem is the gambling, and it won't get changed, but I hope it does. Outside of that, those are just a few other nitpicking things that I'd like to change. I'm not even going to waste my time talking about gameplay at this point in the year. Totally pointless. There will be no gameplay changes. Gonna have to wait to 2K25 to hopefully have some gameplay that's actually any fun, because this year's gameplay is just bleh. But anyways, that's a topic for another video. I'm sure I'll make more wish list videos and critique videos about gameplay and content and all those types of stuff going into the summer towards 2K25. But that is going to do it for this video. I hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back on more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.